سبيل الدموع سبيل مريح تنهدى يا صاحي كي تستريح وبث الدعاء الخفي الصريح.
الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. أما بعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته and welcome to 3C Hanafi. Madhi, that's the next topic we're going to talk about. Now if you notice, majority of our discussion has been from bodily discharges. We've talked particularly about what comes from what's termed in the Arabic and the books of fiqh refer to as the sabil, the orifices. And it's all linked to the stomach. So when food makes its way into the stomach and the body starts to break it down, the acid starts to break it down, and it starts to now form into good stuff, which is making its way into our bloodstream, and not so good stuff, which is then being disposed of through the intestines and out from the anus. So because of that, I appreciate we have not reached that kind of decomposition stage that it needs to be completely removed. There's still some good in it, but as it makes its way up, it's now considered as a filth. And likewise, as it makes its way down, it's absolutely considered as a filth. And one other area, obviously, is something called madhi. Now, madhi is a very thin discharge. It's a transparent liquid which comes about at the time of foreplay or sexual arousal. Not at climax, okay, not at orgasm. We discuss that later on. And it exits through the male and female genitalia for obvious reasons, in order to lubricate the particular organs, for the male, because he will eventually discharge semen, and that will be discharged at some pace, so in order to avoid any harm to him, and likewise for the woman, because obviously as intercourse is taking place, in order to lubricate that. So this is during that time, and it is considered as a nullifier of ablution. So it will, if a person is in a state of wudu, the wudu will break, and this is due to a hadith of Sayyidina Ali anhu, in which he said that he was a man who regularly experienced madhi. So he mentioned this to the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam responded by saying, إِذَا رَأَيْتَ الْمَدْيَ فَاغْسِلْ ذَكْرَكَ وَتَوَدَّ وُضُوءَكَ لِلصَّلَاةِ. That if you do experience, or rather in this case, if you see it, rather than just feeling the sensation, if you see it, then wash your genitalia and perform ablution. This ablution you do for prayer. Now, the reason why the Prophet of Allah ﷺ mentioned this, perform ablution, the ablution of prayer, is because there's different types of ablution, as we will, for those of you who studied fiqh will know. In some cases, ablution is just referring to the washing of the hands. Sometimes it's the washing of the hands and the washing of the mouth. So it could be a number of other reasons, but here the Prophet makes it clear. This has been transmitted by Abu Dawood in 206, Nasai 190, Ahmad 1/121, Bayhaqi 1/169, Ibn Hibban 3/391, and Ibn Khuzaymah 1/15, and the hadith is considered to be sahih. So that has also been considered as filth unanimously. There's another discharge which is termed as wadi, and this is a more viscous discharge. Again, this is not semen, and it doesn't occur at the time of sexual encounter. This tends to occur in other times, which I will describe to you. And it's a muddy colored discharge, or a discharge which is other than the normal transparent discharge which a woman experiences, or madhi as described above, that exits from the genitalia, especially before or after urinating, and is due to an infection. So we've got a number of things here. So this could be just a normal discharge which a man experiences, a man suffers because of some infection of sorts, or it could be just because when he exerts himself physically, he's lifting heavy weights or something like that, a discharge takes place. It could also be the discharge that a woman experiences, which is not her normal transparent discharge. So we're not talking about haid here, we're not talking about menstruation or menses here, and neither are we talking about istihada or anything of that sort. What we are, or postnatal bleeding. What we are talking about here is a different color discharge, which can sometimes have a strong smell, but it tends to have a color other than the transparent, slightly whitish discharge. So in these cases, this is termed as wadi, and it's not only is it considered as a nullifier of wudu, it is considered as a filth. This is a filth as well due to the narration of Abdullah ibn Abbas in which he said, Madhi, wadi or mani, now we haven't got to mani yet, which is the sperm itself, requires ghusl, and these two, ablution after the genitalia. So mani, so let me stop that. Mani requires ghusl, and these two, referring to madhi and wadi, they require ablution after the genitalia has been washed. And this is recorded by, transmitted by Abdul Razak rahimullah, 1159, Ibn Abi Shayba 1/92, and Bayhaqi 1/115. So we've so far touched upon them. Next, we're going to change the topic slightly, move away from the human body and explore alcohol and its impact. And I'm sure that's now I. So join me again. Wa akhiru da'wana and alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
بث الدعاء الخفي الصريح يسعك الفضاء الرحيم الفسيح.